Congratulations, Rich. Just give us your assessment.
Well, it were a tough, brutal game. Obviously, the points hard to come by. I thought the conditions played a bit in it. It were a very slippy, greasy pitch, and we played a really good defensive side. But I thought we defended well ourselves. Thought first half, James. We played a team that completed at 90%, but I felt comfortable handling them. We felt pretty comfortable with what they were throwing at us. But at the same time, part of the key for us tonight over the big picture of the game, well, we needed to wear their middles out a little bit more. And when we coughed up some of that ball in the first half, we were just unable to mount any serious pressure at all on them. It's player football. It takes on a different life of its own, really, at this stage. A kicking game, we're a bit inconsistent throughout. We got some good long kicks and some challengeable ones, which obviously resulted in our try. But at the same time, we probably, didn't exert quite enough pressure as we could have done on the back of, not just not quite finishing the sets well. But I thought we had a bit better momentum in the second half and spent a little bit more time down Wigan's end, and we got the couple of chances we needed to post some points. One by a kick and a flick and a bit of fortune with it. Dickie got up there and it fell beautifully for Ash, really. So bit of luck and a bit of good judgment, whichever you want to call it. And obviously the opportunity to take a penalty goal, because there weren't many of them through the night too. We didn't have any opportunity to chip away at the scoreboard. So it were always going to be what it were going to be. But to come to Wigan twice in a month and keep them scoreless shows our guys are pretty invested in each other at this moment in time. Because we were fatigued, mate. There were parts of the second half, we had to move things around a little bit, and we had some bodies that had to really push themselves through some fatigue and some pain out there.
Yeah, I was going to say, how big a part did the bench play tonight?
Yeah, well, we had a bit of a bench plan, and sometimes your best laid plans can go amiss. And also part of that, we weren't quite sure if depending on how the game goes, James, are you going to push those guys out for that amount of minutes? And it sort of fell into place all right, but there were times in the second half where we did feel we were hanging on here, and there were a couple of times. A couple of things really went for us when I think we needed them to as well.
How much momentum do you feel this gives you on the road to Old Trafford now?
It's probably important to stress that the season that we've had, understandably there would be questions and criticism laid at us and all this, but it's been so difficult chopping and changing his team with the injuries and COVID shutdowns and some suspensions that are our fault a little bit in some cases too. It's been difficult to get continuity. The fixture congestion, I think, has led to a couple of poor performances from us. But our guys internally have always said, just get us to the right end of the year and get some players back and we'll be all right. They've never stopped believing, and they've never dropped the bundle during the year at any points where we think, we were staring down the barrel. So I'm sort of not surprised. We're in the penultimate game because I have seen that commitment to each other and their ability to ride some of the adverse times too, James. At times during I don't think we've ever looked like a side that too many pundits would look at us and say they're going to be a grand final team. But I do think we've shown performances throughout the year, whether they be gritty or good performances, to suggest that we can trouble all the top sides in the comp. So that's all you got to do, mate. In the top six, you got to play your best football at the right end of the year. We know we're going to be playing a really good team. We're not taking anything for granted what's going to happen tomorrow night, and whichever team we play, they're probably rightly finishing in the top two if that's the way it falls, and we know it'll be a really difficult task to get through to the GF, but we'll give it its best shot.
Just lastly for me, Rich, a word for those Leeds fans that packed that North Stand tonight. They were remarkable, weren't they?
Yeah, tremendous. The camera seems somehow to fall on Rob Oates all the time, going berserk, who is one of our directors for the people that don't know. So yeah, he likes to get out there and keep it real on the terraces. And yeah, yet again during a breaking play, I looked and the cameras panned on Rob, going mental again. But great support. Really like to thank them. Thursday night coming over here, and it really does play a part for our boys. I hope we can get the same numbers if we do end up in Catalan next week.
Top stuff. Cheers, Rich.
All right, pal.
Hi, Rich. You all right?
Good, thank you.
Are you more in the camp of luck or good judgment on the try?
Well, I think we've seen Jake Connor do it. I think he's torn a page out of Jake Connor's last play. But I think we've seen Jake Connor do it more than once this year, which suggests, it's more played for than accident. But at the same time, when you get in zones like that, Gary, you need to get contestable kicks up. And not all our kicks were situationally the right decision and contestable. But it was contestable enough for the shortest man on our team to get up and bat it back. So he certainly played for it. He definitely played for it. And those can go either way. We saw a couple that ricocheted into Wigan's hands and sort of put us on the back foot a little bit. But we just had to try and find a play somehow because Wigan made it really, really difficult for us.
Are we at the stage where you've got like 3 different game plans for 3 different potential opponents for next week? Or are you just letting it all sort itself out before you decide?
No, we'll let it sort itself out and see and we decide. We'll have to get our heads down over the weekend and come up when we've got some film and some footage because we'll have a look. And again, I'd expect a different style of game. We said last week going from OKR to Wigan, it would have vastly different style of game and mindset that we had to play with. And I dare say it's probably going to be the same again next week. It'll be a really different, almost tactical change from what we've seen tonight again, regardless of who we play.